Hello, hello, mystical, magical, lovely, amazing beings. Goddess Allure Mystique, and I said I was gonna be back, so here I is. I'm gonna just talk to you a little bit about is this energy that's circulating around that I'm seeing comments and hearing people kind of talk about, but don't really understand what's happening during this time. And I like to call this, or have kind of am calling this energy the in between. It's this place that's in the shift that's between the Lunar New Year and the spring equinox, right? So it typically goes unnamed. But yet we can feel the energy and feel the shift. And so that's why I kind of just go with the in between here, because it's not winter any longer, right? But it's not yet spring. It's more of a threshold. So we think about it like the soil is still cold, yet we've already gone through the darkness where it's starting to illuminate, so the light is growing longer, right? It's not getting dark as early anymore, but yet nothing has bloomed, right? But yet we can see like some buds are starting to swell or just feel some different things. So it's like what was planted in the winter has taken root. It just hasn't fully sprouted yet, right? So this is really a shadow light phase. This is the place where creation is still held in the darkness, but it's not that it's dormant. There is this creative, raw, primordial, dark stirring that's happening, which isn't so much hidden, but more preparation. Right? Like for what's to come. So in this energy, the shadow isn't here about fixing anything. It is representing the womb, the place where everything is held, where truth clarifies before it speaks. It is like a pre-emergence. So think about alignment before there's actually action. Confirmation and attunement before there is quite form. And so as we move through this threshold, we have the energy of the Lunar New Year with the fire horse, right? Which is very much coming in with momentum. However, when we look at the energy of spring, which represents the awakening or reawakening and rebirthing of nature, that's where we have the spring equinox. So again, it's not that for some people, the movement is a little different right now because you're just in this in-between phase, in this threshold, as I explained. But yet you're still moving nonetheless. It's just things haven't sprouted yet. You may not feel all the physical energy that will come as we go into spring and summer, because your body is still attuning to this new energy and to the shift, and it's still synced up with the frequencies and vibrations of the planet Earth, right? And nature. But she is awakening, right? And reawakening. And so that's where we say like that pre-emergence. That's kind of happening here. And then, like I said in the last video, we also have that Kundalini fire serpent, which is still introspection, but it's bringing that introspection to the surface. So it's still all very much connected. But also what's really important or special this time too is we have on March 3rd, a total lunar eclipse, which is actually a blood moon. So that rises during this time of in-between. And we know the lunar eclipse is really a reminder that sometimes illumination comes through shadow. So that's where we get into that shadow light, where you may have heard me mention that before, because the moon passes into Earth's shadow, right? But instead of disappearing, it actually glows. And so at this moon, we have like the energy of deep red being revealed through darkness. And again, what does red represent, right? Passion, fire, movement. So it's still coming forth, birthing through the darkness into fruition. So in particular with this blood moon, it's really asking us to respect the dark light of unbecoming, right? So it's not about rushing it, but about revealing it. So this is a space where those things that you've already shed come to light, the Kundalini going through your chakras and aligning your energetic body. It will bring up certain things from the subconscious. And again, it's going to call for you to make choices, make decisions, be intentional, be informed, bring these things into embodiment for the year. Now, what's also interesting is that this eclipse falls into Virgo, which I'm a Virgo. So, of course, I'm Team Virgo, which Virgo is misunderstood oftentimes. But when you really think about what Virgo represents, Virgo actually represents totality and wholeness and divine embodiment. The reason why it's represented by a feminine form, one of the few that, that does not have like an animal or some other totem representation, is because the virgin, before we got into like religion, was not about sex or chastity. What it actually was about was like a woman who felt complete in her wholeness, in her being, in her divine energy, and she was free of partnership. She was just free within her being as the divine feminine. And that's what the Virgo, like constellation and sign, truly represents. And I can come back and do something on that actually at some point, because I feel like Virgo is so misunderstood. But that's just quickly like what it actually means and why it is depicted as a feminine form and where the virgin energy comes from. So you have Virgo, as we know, which is really insightful. People want to say logical, but it's actually a very mental but intuitive energy and space that goes into depth and being able to recognize patterns and behaviors and signs, which means the Virgo is attuned to the darkness, but can actually bring those things into the light. Okay. The Virgo sign is very much about discernment and the embodiment of form after you've gone through your shadow work process, after you've gone through your healing, after you've gone through your revelations and your reawakening. It's all about bringing all of that into form, into divine energy of alignments and embodiment. So with Virgo and this moon, when you think about the fire being already present, what you would think of with the Virgo energy is how Virgo tends to the fire. The Virgo shapes the fire, right? Connects with the fire. The Virgo embodies the fire. And so that's what you can really utilize this energy of this moon for, is to really connect to not only tapping into the energy, but bringing that energy into you in wholeness, into fullness, and into embodiment. And to really be able to recognize how you can apply that energy to your life when it comes to your manifestations, your creations, your intentions, as you set the tone and path for the new year, which is coming up again. And I'm saying again because everybody celebrates things differently and there's multiple new years, but for the spring equinox also representing new year energy. So in the year of the fire horse, again, it's very much about sovereignty and about motion, about ignition and visible power. Okay. So this eclipse is actually marking the shift. As you've heard me say, like, we are no longer in the unbecoming phase. The skin has already been shed. You've already released all the bullshit, right? So this is the moment of embodiment. The flame does not question itself. It burns because it is fire. It is sacred. It is connected to, the sacred flame is truly connected to the divine spark, which is your connection to your divine creation, essence, and purpose as being fractals of the all. However you refer to that, but fractals of the all. So there is this energy here when we're talking about the divine spark, your purpose, the flame, alignment, attunement, and embodiment. You can see how it's all connecting together. Now, this energy, again, can be very hot, right? So a lot of water magic and earth magic will be very helpful for you if you need to just settle into that energy a little bit. If you're having a lot of like rising emotions, rising tides, anger. We talked about like feminine rage before, but needing to be actually purposeful with that anger, right? Needs to be purposeful with the chaos, not just allowing it to manage you. So water energy will be very helpful for this time as well, to help you settle into that and to manage that. And a lot of earth energy would also, like earth magic, will work really well as well. So again, this is kind of that in-between phase. And in this phase, it has prepared you. It is preparing you. And so with that preparation that has been happening from even like January 1st to now, but I'm specifically talking about the Lunar New Year to now. But if we actually go back even to then, it's all been about preparation for this new energy and new shift, right? So in that, this blood moon is going to reveal you. It is not only just about reawakening yourself, but the revelation of yourself, right? So what follows here is not hesitation, but again, momentum, movement, and magnetism. We bring in that heart energy and that divine spark. So it's not so much about forcing, even though fire is a force, but it's not about forcing something. It's about being the force versus trying to dominate or force something outside of you, so to speak. It is recognizing that you are actually the force, right? So it's about time to step forward, but with clarity, right? And just that remembrance that what you have planted, what you have worked on, what you have been healing has already taken root. And as we move into the spring equinox, we will see it fully blossom and begin to bloom. So in this season, I always say, right, and this is not just for winter time, but period, honor the shadow. Honor the shadow. It all begins with the dark. And the dark has returned. The dark goddess, the dark mother, the dark energy of destruction and creation. And one way it has returned is with the energy of the flame, of the fire. So when the fire calls, embody it. Embody it unapologetically, in boldness. Be empowered. Be confident. Okay, so that's all I actually have just regarding this season, and hopefully that's helpful. Wherever you're watching this at, please make sure to like and to subscribe and to share and also comment. Again, I want to actually engage and just see how this is helping you guys, like what's coming up for you. It helps me gauge also with like what I want to focus on and post next with what's upcoming. But I do have a channeled message that I'm actually going to come back and share very soon. If I don't get it out before the 3rd, which probably not, then it'll be within the next week. So make sure you also hit your alerts so that you get that channeled message. It's going to be a good one. This one is going to be from the Morrigan. So, okay, until next time, Goddess Allure Mystique. Bye.